Hello and welcome to Big Orbit's Cardfight Vanguard weekly update. My name is James and I have been away, so there are 3 weeks that haven't been done. So instead of my normal weekly update, I will be doing the highlight cards, the cards that I thought were interesting or good. So it's going to be a bit longer and there aren't going to be as many cards shown as have been shown throughout the 3 weeks, but we'll be going through the main ones that stood out from the rest. First up, we have the second GR for the set, Meta Pulsar Mystery Freeze Dragon for Gear Chronicle. It's a stride with the skill of Act Vanguard Circle once per turn, Generation Break 3, Counterblast 2, shuffle your deck, and bind 4 cards from the top of your deck face up. Until the end of turn, during the battle that this unit attacks, your opponent cannot call cards from hand to Guardian Circle with the same grades as the grades of the cards bound with this effect. If a grade 3 card was bound with this effect, this card gains Drive +1. This seems to be a very strong card, as decks usually have more grade 0s and 1s than other grades in the deck, and those are the 2 most defensive grades. Of course, this cannot prevent G-Guardians, but you can't guarantee a heal in hand. 2 Counterblast is a high cost, but this card is very worth it. As this card doesn't require a specific heart, it would be nice to see in Demiurge decks, as binding 4 cards will give you a nice boost to the end goal. Gear Chronicle get a second stride with Grade Triple Arm, Metapulsar Avenir Phoenix. Here's Auto Vanguard Circle, Counterblast 1, and choose a face down card in your G-Zone with the same name as this unit, turn it face up. When this unit attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, reveal 5 cards from the top of your deck. For each face-up card in your G-Zone, call up to 2 Zodiac Time Beasts to a separate rearguard circle from among them. Put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. You can use this skill first stride, and it seems even more powerful than many Gold Paladin cards. Not only that, but it does have the GB3 skill of Continuous Vanguard Circle Generation Break 3. All of your Zodiac Time Beast rearguards gain plus 2000 power. This will help patch up power levels of the weaker cards you may get from the top of your deck. Royal Paladin get both Brave and Blaster support. The Brave support is the Triple R Stride Heroic Divine Knight Halvax. He has Act Vanguard Circle once per turn, Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1, and choose a face down card from your G-Zone with the same name as this unit and turn it face up. Search your deck for up to 1 card with the Brave ability for each face-up card with the Brave ability in your G-Zone. Call them to separate rearguard circle. Those units get plus 2000 power for each called unit until the end of turn, and shuffle your deck. This is a great amount of superior calling for Royal Paladin, especially as you can use this card early on if you can't G-Guard early to use Aerial Divine Knight Altmile first stride with the superior call. He also has second skill of Act Vanguard Circle Brave, Counterblast 1. This unit gets plus 5000 power until the end of turn. The power isn't too important, but this does make this unit a Brave unit, allowing it to help with its own skill, along with things like Luminous Hope Dragon. The Blaster support is the perfect guard, Divine Fountain Maiden Lien. Her skill is Auto Soul Blast 1. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle from hand, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your grade 3 units with Alfred or Blaster in its card name that is being attacked, and that unit cannot be hit until the end of battle. Not having to discard a card is really nice, but the soul is used quite a bit in Blaster decks. I'm guessing this will mostly be used at 1 or 2, while the other Sentinel slots will be the countercharging Perfect Guard. I hope every clan doesn't get a clone of this, because it would be a bit too strong in something like Dark Irregulars or Genesis. Nubitama received a lot of great support throughout these past weeks. They got their Triple R Stride revealed as Enma Stealth Rogue Mugen Lord. His skill is Domination, Act Vanguard Circle once per turn, Counterblast 1, and choose a face down card from your G-Zone with the same card name as this unit and turn it face up. Choose up to the same number of rear guards as the number of face up cards in your G-Zone, and they get power plus 4000 until the end of the turn. Dominate all of your opponent's chosen units as stand, and each of those units attack your opponent's Vanguard. This is a very powerful ability in the late game, allowing you to get 5 extra attacks in. Although they will be weak, it's still a lot for your opponent to deal with if they don't get a trigger in the early hits. The new Shiranui Grade 3 is Demon Stealth Dragon Shiranui Oboro. Here's Auto Vanguard Circle. At the beginning of your ride phase, you may choose a card from your opponent's drop zone. If you do, your opponent calls it to Rearguard Circle, and at the end of that turn, retires that unit. Now, we've seen this skill before as it was revealed previously, but we finally get to see his second skill of Domination Auto Vanguard Circle. When your G unit strides, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, dominate it as stand. It gains plus 4000 power until the end of the turn, and it attacks another of your opponent's units. The fact that both of these effects are free is really good. The previous Shiranui made your opponent drop a card for a counterblast, but this one will either cause your opponent to drop a card or take a damage for free. The previous Shiranui did also bind a card on the field, but that won't matter depending on your build. Nubatama get a second stride with Enma Stealth Dragon Mugen Tenbu. He has Domination, Act Vanguard Circle once per turn, Counterblast 1, choose a face down card from your G-Zone with the same name as this unit and turn it face up. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and it gains plus 3000 power for each face up card in your G-Zone until the end of turn. Dominate that unit as stand. It attacks another of your opponent's units, and at the end of the battle, retire the dominated unit. This can be really good early on for the G-flip to set up for Mugen Lord, and good late game for one big attack as well as getting rid of an annoying rearguard. A grade 2 to support domination is Stealth Dragon Furai. It has Act, Rearguard Circle, once per turn, Generation Break 1, Soul Blast 1, choose your card from your opponent's drop zone. Your opponent calls that card to his or her open rearguard circle, and at the end of that turn retires that unit. This is really nice if you're going against a Mirage deck, giving you plenty of targets for Mugen Lord. It may be hard to keep your soul at a good amount in Nubatama, but as Shiranui will give you one free domination target, this card won't need to use its skill too often. Its second skill is Auto Rearguard Circle Generation Break 1. When another unit attacks during your turn, if you have a Vanguard with Shiranui in its card name, this unit gets plus 2000 power until the end of turn. If you get the most out of your Mugen Lord skill with 5 extra attacks, then you can give this unit plus 12,000 by using Mugen Lord and Shiranui together. Lastly for Nubatama, we get the grade 1 Stealth Dragon Tenrei. Its first skill is Continuous Rearguard Circle Generation Break 1. During your turn, your Vanguard with Shiranui in its card name gets all of your opponent's Vanguard's card names, clans, races, and nations. This will solve all the problems when you're against a subclan or an archetype, allowing you to use your opponent's on-attack skills, even with a Shiranui Vanguard. The second skill is Auto Rearguard Circle Generation Break 1. Put this unit into your soul. When an attack hits a Vanguard during the battle that this unit attacked or boosted, you may pay the cost. If you do, your opponent chooses a card from his or her hand and discards it. This is a harsh punishment when this card already has that amazing previous skill. It also helps to fill up the soul for Furai's skill. On to Dark Irregulars, we have the Stride unit, one who splits darkness, Breadermouth. His skill is Auto Vanguard Circle once per turn, Generation Break 2, Darkness, Counterblast 1, and choose a face down card from your G-Zone with the same name as this unit and turn it face up, and choose 2 cards from your hand and put them into soul. When this unit attacks, if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, you may pay the cost. If you do, return all the grade 0 cards from your soul and rearguard circle to your deck. Shuffle your deck, choose 2 of your units, and they gain plus 5000 power until the end of the turn. At the end of the battle, stand this unit and it gains drive -2. Putting the cards from your hand into your really nice touch as it works alongside what Dark Irregulars normally do. And putting the grade 0s back into the deck really helps too, as it allows for a better chance of getting some form of trigger in your 4 drive checks. One who scatters Sin Shaharat is the new grade 3. He has 2 skills, the first one being Auto Vanguard Circle. When your G unit strides, you may soul charge 2. If you do, and the number of cards in Darkness ability in your soul is 4 or more, your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards and retires it. Basically a cheaper version of the Shaharat Vampires on stride skill, but requiring a little bit more setup. The second skill is Auto Vanguard Circle Rearguard Circle Generation Break 2, Darkness. When this unit attacks, if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, until the end of the battle, this unit gains plus 5000 power, and your opponent cannot call grade 0 cards from hand to Guardian Circle. I really like how this card works on Rearguard Circle, and I could see this being used in a Blade Wing deck as a backup grade 3. For Shaharat's support, we have the grade 2 Brennan Vampire. His skill is Auto Rearguard Circle, Generation Break 1, Darkness, Counterblast 1. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard with Shaharat in its card name, you may pay the cost. If you do, this unit gains plus 1000 power for each card in your soul until the end of battle. At the end of the battle, put this unit into your soul and draw a card. Hand size is something that Dark Irregulars tend to struggle with, so it's nice to see a bit of drawing, even if the cost is a bit heavy. Though this feeds the soul, which is also needed, this card can also make an open space for an enigmatic assassin to come out, or on turn you're using one steeped in Sin Shaharat, he will be going to the soul anyway, so you may as well use this skill. Genesis Get Astride, Goddess of Investigation Ishtar. She has Revelation and Auto Vanguard Circle, Soul Blast 3, and choose a face down card from your G-Zone and turn it face up. When your drive check reveals a grade 1 or greater card, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose the same number of your units as the number of face-up Goddess of Investigation Ishtar in your G-Zone. They get plus 3000 power until the end of the turn, and if the card revealed by your drive check has the Revelation ability, stun those rearguards. As you can pay this cost more than once per turn, this card makes Genesis the clan that gets to the GB8 the fastest. This skill is also really good on its own, allowing you to stand units that have already attacked for extra attacks, or stand units that may have been rested through the Revelation ability. The power buff also lets your front row units get to a nice power to attack your Vanguard without needing boosting. Prime Beauty Amaruda is the new grade 3 Strider for Genesis. She has the Revelation ability as well as continuous Vanguard Circle. The cost of your strides can also be paid by Soul Blast 3 cards with the Revelation ability. Then she has the on stride skill of Auto Vanguard Circle, Counterblast 1. When your G unit strides, you may pay the cost. If you do, Soul Charge 2. If a card with the Revelation ability is Soul Charged this way, draw a card, choose 2 of your units, and they gain plus 4000 power until the end of the turn. The plus 4000 power is great, as alongside Ishtar that will make your grade 2 units 16k on their own. Unfortunately, you don't get the free soul charge like Fenrir, but Amaruda and Fenrir could easily be used together. Goddess of Favorable Wind Ninil is a grade 2 that supports Revelation. She has the Revelation ability herself, as well as Auto Rearguard Circle, Generation Break 1, Counterblast 1 when your other rearguard is rest due to the effect of a card. If you have a Vanguard with the Revelation ability, you may pay the cost. If you do, increase this unit's power by the rested rearguard's original power. Until then, the Counterblast may become a bit costly after a while, but as you can restand her through Ishtar, it is worth it. And there are multiple ways to restand the rested unit, so you're not losing much at all. Kegro has the new stride with Flare Arms Ziegenberg. He has Blaze and act Vanguard Circle once per turn, Soul Blast 1, and choose a face down card from your G-Zone with the same card name as this unit and turn it face up. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. Then he has Auto Vanguard Circle once per turn, Generation Break 3, Counterblast 1, and choose the same number of cards in your hand as the number of your opponent's rearguards, discard them. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked the Vanguard, if this unit is blazing, you may pay the cost. If you do stun this unit, it gets Drive -2. If you're playing your turn right, you can end up restanding without having to discard anything, which will be really nice for Kagro, as they don't tend to do much drawing, and having a retire ability himself will help a lot during your turn. Lastly, we have legendary Idol Riviere for Clan Booster 5. Her ability is act Vanguard Circle once per turn, Counterblast 1, and choose a face down card with the same card name as this unit and turn it face up. Choose it to the same number of your rearguards as the number of cards with Riviere in its card name in your soul. They gain power plus 5000 till the end of turn. If you have 3 or more face up cards in your G-Zone, draw a card, and this unit gets plus 10,000 power and a critical until the end of turn. With the ride chain, it shouldn't be too difficult to have 3 Rivieres in the soul at this point, meaning 3 cases of the plus 5,000 power. The plus 10,000 and a crit to the Vanguard is also nice, though it would be nice if she had some bouncing abilities to make better use of the rearguard power gains. And that is all for this week. Next week things will be going back to normal. I'll be able to talk about all the cards shown probably. So next week will most likely be Clan Boosters going through Bermuda Triangle. And if you have any questions about the cards or any of the ruling, or if you just want to give your opinions on the cards, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. So I hope to see you next time. Bye.